People who are close to me know exactly what we have been through on and off the court, and it has been everything except easy. We've tried to push, every practice session. Even I was struggling at times, mentally, maybe even more in practice sessions, because I feel like when I play the match, I can switch off and then just play, and I believe that this helped me a lot. And to share this moment with my family here, my whole family here, it's the most amazing thing what could have happened to me, And in Paris was only my mom, and it was still just an amazing feeling. And then here my dad and my brother and my mom too, and the whole team.
Defeated yet not humbled, Alcaraz said the rivalry with Sinner was here to stay.
Yo muy contento de estar en esta posición, de poder seguir jugando grandes finales, hacerlo con Yannick. Como he dicho, yo creo que estamos forjando y estamos creando una rivalidad muy bonita para el tenis, para mí también, lo cual es una de las grandes razones por las que me hace mejorar. Pero al final todo el mundo creo que tiene a Yannick como ejemplo, como jugador a batir, y yo creo que...
With the rivals all square after the contrasting outcomes at Roland Garros and Wimbledon, it is now to be seen who prevails at the US Open should the two make another summer clash.
It's time for us to now slip into a short break. After the break, all the details on how the pilots grouping ALPA India mulls legal course to be a part of Air India plane crash probe.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
A storm is brewing at the heart of American law enforcement. FBI Director Kash Patel is reportedly on the verge of resigning, threatening to walk away from his post if his deputy, Dan Bongino, follows through on his own plans to quit. The reason? A fiery clash with Attorney General Pam Bondi over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case, a controversy that's ignited outrage among MAGA supporters and raised questions about transparency in the Trump administration. The Epstein saga has long haunted political and social circles, with its web of allegations involving powerful figures. President Donald Trump, seen here socializing with Epstein in 1992 at Mar-a-Lago, has faced scrutiny over their past friendship. Trump has since distanced himself, claiming in a recent cabinet meeting that he hadn't been close to Epstein for nearly 2 decades before his death.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
महाराष्ट्राची माफी मागतो, मी छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांची माफी मागतो. माफी मागतो बाळासाहेबांची माफी मागतो साहेबची माफी मागतो उद्धव साहेबांची माफी मागतो माफी मागतो राज साहेबांची माफी मागतो माफी
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जलजीरा मसाला।
A storm is brewing at the heart of American law enforcement. FBI Director Kash Patel is reportedly on the verge of resigning, threatening to walk away from his post if his deputy, Dan Bongino, follows through on his own plans to quit. The reason? A fiery clash with Attorney General Pam Bondi over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case, a controversy that's ignited outrage among MAGA supporters and raised questions about transparency in the Trump administration. The Epstein saga has long haunted political and social circles, with its web of allegations involving powerful figures. President Donald Trump, seen here socializing with Epstein in 1992 at Mar-a-Lago, has faced scrutiny over their past friendship. Trump has since distanced himself, claiming in a recent cabinet meeting that he hadn't been close to Epstein for nearly 2 decades before his death.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And
from Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Very good morning. Welcome to Republic TV. This is live and breaking. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. The top story of the day is Shubhanshu Shukla's homecoming. He is set to return to Earth and the entire country is waiting with bated breath. Let's also take a look at the other top stories that we are tracking in the headlines. India
आज का भारत स्पेस से महत्वाकांक्षी दिखता है। आज का भारत निडर दिखता है। आज का भारत कॉन्फिडेंट दिखता है। आज का भारत गर्व से पूर्ण दिखता है। और इन्हीं सब कारणों की वजह से मैं एक बार फिर से कह सकता हूँ कि आज का भारत अभी भी सारे जहां से अच्छा दिखता है।
India is still सारे जहां से अच्छा, says the Shubhanshu Shukla in the final message from space. Odisha government has formed a 3-member committee to investigate the Balasore student self-immolation case. Pilots grouping Alpa India Mul's legal course to be part of Air India plane crash probe. The body of 19-year-old student of Delhi University who was missing for the past 6 days has been found in Delhi, and the body was retrieved from the Yamuna River near Geeta Colony flyover in North Delhi. And slamming Russian President Vladimir Putin, US President Donald Trump says he'd end the Ukraine war in 24 hours, and his patience with Putin is wearing thin. All right, the top international focus right now. US President Donald Trump has slammed Russian President and he has said that he will end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours. So, Donald Trump slamming Russian President Vladimir Putin, and he's saying that his patience with Putin is wearing thin. Remember, this coming as the Russia-Ukraine war continuing, and there have been no sides about the end of the war. Despite number of talks happening, there is no end to the war, and now the US President threatening Russian President Putin, saying that his patience with Putin is wearing thin. Let's listen in to what Donald Trump said.
But I am very disappointed with President Putin. I thought he was somebody that meant what he said, and he'll talk so beautifully and then he'll bomb people at night. We don't like that. But I am very disappointed with President Putin. I thought he was somebody that meant what he said, and he'll talk so beautifully and then he'll bomb people at night. We don't like that. But I am very disappointed with President Putin. I thought he was somebody that meant what he said, and he'll talk so beautifully and then he'll bomb people at night. We don't like that.
All right, let's move on in the bulletin now and talk about the biggest top story that we are talking about, and that is the Indian Air Force Group Captain and Astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla has said that his journey during the Axiom 4 mission, which is coming to an end, has been incredible, and credited the people involved in the mission for the same. While speaking to his countrymen in Hindi during his farewell speech, Shukla said that while his journey in the space is coming to an end, the journey of India's human space mission is still very long and difficult. All right, let's listen in to what Shubhanshu Shukla has said.
कुछ शब्द मेरे देशवासियों के लिए हिंदी में। कमाल की यात्रा रही है ये मेरी, लेकिन अब जैसे मेरी ये यात्रा ख़त्म होने वाली है, आपकी और मेरी यात्रा अभी बहुत लंबी है। हमारी ह्यूमन स्पेस मिशन की जो यात्रा है वो बहुत लंबी है और बहुत कठिन भी है, लेकिन मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि अगर हम निश्चय कर लें तो तारा अभी प्राप्यन्ते, इवन स्टार्स आर अटेनेबल। 41 साल पहले कोई भारतीय अंतरिक्ष में गए थे और उन्होंने हमें बताया था कि ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है, और कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है कि हम सब ये जानना चाहते हैं कि आज भारत कैसा दिखता है। मैं आपको बताता हूँ, आज का भारत स्पेस से महत्वाकांक्षी दिखता है। आज का भारत निडर दिखता है। आज का भारत कॉन्फिडेंट दिखता है। आज का भारत गर्व से पूर्ण दिखता है। और इन्हीं सब कारणों की वजह से मैं एक बार फिर से कह सकता हूँ कि आज का भारत अभी भी सारे जहाँ से अच्छा दिखता है।
All right, let's get a perspective on this story, the Shubhanshu Shukla's homecoming. We have right now a guest joining us, Dr. Shishadri Rao Velanki, who's a former ISRO scientist. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here on Republic TV. Sir, we'd like to know from you that while the country is waiting with bated breath and looking for the return of Shubhanshu Shukla, we'd like to know from you what are the really key challenges and milestones in Shukla's return journey from the ISS to Earth, especially when we talk about the re-entry and the splashdown.
Yeah, good morning to all of you. It is fantastic, and all the days went on well for Shubhanshu Shukla, and the intended activities were completed, and he is able to give the farewell message to everybody, and it is heartening. As far as the flight phases are concerned and departure to splashdown, we can divide them into 7 phases. The first one being departure from ISS, and then the second one being the phasing burns, and the third one is the module has got service modules, pro module and service module. The service module contained all the used up items which are to get separated before, let us say, bringing the module to splashdown. So it is called trunk jettisoning, that gets jettisoned. And then you have to reduce the velocity, that is called deorbit burn. And then afterwards there is a re-entry. For stabilization in re-entry, immediately after re-entry, the drogue parachutes will open up around 2.4 kilometers height and then bring up to 1.9 kilometer or so. And then later on, the main parachutes, 4 parachutes will come up and then splash down near, in the sea, near Mexico, Mexican Sea. And the velocity is reduced to almost 27 kilometers per hour when it is splashing down. These are the stages. The moment you look at the ground readiness is concerned, the weather conditions, there should not be any chance of lightning, no rain in the recovery zone, and the wind speeds in the recovery zone should be less than 16 kilometers per hour, and you need calm sea there. And as far as the astronauts are concerned, the recovery team, let us say they get suited up, and that means they wear suits. The Dragon hatch is to be sealed, and then ISS hatch to be sealed, and then they wait for a go, let us say for a detachment. These are the fundamental readiness activity. Once the go-ahead is given, in the departure from ISS, it is an involved activity because the undocking sequence command contains the power, telemetry, and command channels are deactivated. That means physically they are separated, and there are 12 hard capture hooks. Let us say they are to be lifted up. That means they are to get opened up in 2 phases. 6 hooks in one phase, 2 hooks and others 6 hooks in other phase. And there is a claw connecting the trunk and the capsule. This delivers the power, telemetry, and fluids that will also get detached. And then all hooks, they see that they are opened, all 12 hooks. And then initiate to see that whether anything is still sticky through ISS. They'll fire the let's say small thrusters for a short duration, and then slowly they separate it out. So that is the departure mechanism that is going to happen at 4:30 p.m. today.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and giving us all the details on that. And of course, all eyes are on Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla and his crew members as a countdown of their return begins. And also along with all the countrymen, of course, the Shukla's parents are really elated. Let's listen in to Group Captain Shukla's parents.
इससे ज़्यादा प्रसन्नता की बात हो क्या सकती है कि हमारा बेटा एक मिशन से वापस लौट रहा है, ऊपर से सफलतापूर्वक मिशन उसका कंप्लीट हो। बस यही दुआ कामना करते हैं कि किसी तरह से जल्दी वो आए और आकर हम लोगों से मिले, मुलाकात करें। प्रार्थना यही कर रहे हैं कि अब ऊपर से जैसे सकुशल पहुंच गए थे उसी तरह सकुशल धरती पर वापस आए। यही भगवान से, ईश्वर से मनाते हैं कि भगवान उनकी रक्षा करें, अच्छे से उनको वापस धरती पर आते समय कोई दिक्कत ना हो, किसी प्रकार की दिक्कत परेशानी न पैदा हो और जल्दी आए नीचे, वापस आकर मिले हम लोगों से। हम तो बहुत उत्सुक हैं देखने के लिए उसका कि कैसा स्वास्थ्य रहा, कैसे रहे इतने दिन ऊपर, ये सब देखने के लिए बहुत उत्सुक है। अब डर तो थोड़ा बहुत मन में रहता ही, मगर ठीक है, बच्चे ने ये कदम उठाया है तो माँ भी उसी में शामिल, बच्चे के हर काम में माँ अपने आप शामिल हो जाती, जो जिसमें बच्चे की खुशी उसी में माँ भी खुश रहती है। तो इसलिए हमको कोई दिक्कत, कोई डर नहीं महसूस होता है।
जिसके लिए हम लोग गिनते दिन से इंतजार कर रहे थे, अब वो मतलब जो है वापसी हो रही। हम लोगों को बहुत ही खुशी है और बहुत प्रसन्न है हम लोग कि जल्दी से जल्दी वो वापस आ जाए। ये हम ईश्वर से मतलब प्रार्थना करते हैं कि उनको जो सकुशल जो है पृथ्वी पर आसानी से उनका जो है ड्रैगन मतलब वापस हो, और ये हमारे लिए बड़ी खुशी का दिन हो।
क्या प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं? अब इतने जो दिन स्पेस स्टेशन में हो रहे हैं अभी भी हैं, तो यहाँ से क्या प्रार्थना करते थे?
हम तो ईश्वर से यही प्रार्थना करते हैं कि उनका सकुशल मिशन पूरा हो और वो सकुशल वापसी उनकी हो। यही ईश्वर से हमेशा मतलब हर समय जो है उनसे प्रार्थना करते रहते हैं, और हमारी तो ये और अपनी दुआएं भी उसको देते रहते हैं कि मतलब जो है कि तुम सकुशल वापस होगे, सब अच्छी तरह होगा।
आपकी बात उनसे हुई तो उन्होंने क्या बताया?
उस समय वो बिल्कुल ठीक थे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं थी। जब बात हुई थी तो बहुत प्रसन्नचित्त थे और सब बता रहे थे कि हमारा काम समय से हो रहा, जितने भी हमें वर्क दिए गए थे वो हमारे लगभग पूरे हो रहे हैं और हमारा काम समय से हो जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी किसी प्रकार की। हम यहाँ बिल्कुल ठीक हैं, बहुत अच्छी तरह हैं और सभी कुछ उसमें, जैसे कि वहाँ लैब कैसी है, सोते कहाँ हैं, सूरज कैसे उगता है, ये सब कुछ उन्होंने जो है हमें दिखाया और बड़ा अच्छा लगा उनको वहाँ प्रसन्नचित्त हो देखकर। ये हमारे लिए बड़ी अच्छी सूचना थी कि मतलब जो है हम उनको देखकर बड़ा खुश हुए कि वहाँ ठीक ठाक है, सब कुछ है, अच्छी तरह है।
And now a look at the other big story that we are tracking. Nimisha Priya, an Indian nurse on death row in Yemen, now faces execution on 16th of July for the alleged 2018 murder of a Yemeni national. And Yemen's president had approved Nimisha's execution earlier this year, and now in a final effort to save her, Nimisha Priya's family has offered $1 million, which is approximately 8.6 crore rupees. This is as blood money to the victim's family under Yemen's Sharia law, which allows for the possibility of pardon in such cases. All right, let's get a perspective. We are right now joined in by Advocate Subhash Chandran, who is Nimisha Priya's lawyer in the case. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here on Republic TV. Sir, how do you look at the offer of blood money under the Sharia law? Do you think that is the only last resort that we have right now?
Yeah, good morning. And today is a very crucial day for Ms. Nimisha Priya's family, friends, and the Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council, as the case filed by the Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council is considering today by the Honorable Supreme Court of India.
Yes.
So yes, we have offered a blood money to the the victim's family by the Nimisha Priya International Action Council, as well as the Nimisha Priya's family. But the family of the victim has not come to the negotiation table yet. They have not either accepted the offer or they have not denied the offer. So there are some grey areas in this matter. So it can be resolved only by the intervention of the Union of India. That's why we approached the Honorable Supreme Court, seeking some directions to the Union of India to facilitate the negotiation through the diplomatic channel, because there is a travel ban since 2016. This travel ban exists now, and there is no, in the last 9 years the Indian diasporas or Indian citizens are not there. So it's very difficult for us to lead the negotiations there. So the only one agency, the major stakeholder who can lead this negotiation is the government of India only. So we are very clear. We said to government of India that we don't expect a single penny from Union of India or the government's exchequer. We are ready to raise the entire amount, whatever the victim's family demand. We are ready to raise that as crowd fund, and we are ready to pay it. But we are praying, we are seeking, we are humbly requesting the government of India's indulgence only to facilitate the negotiation, as there are some these logistical issues and the linguistic issues. So we hope the Honorable Supreme Court will understand our concerns, and the Honorable Supreme Court will direct certain directions to the Union of India today.
All right. Sir, beyond Diya, when we talk about the blood money, Diya, also the executive pardon, are there other legal options available as far as the Yemeni law is concerned? And is there any possibility of probably human rights organizations' pressure or by international organizations?
All the legal the options are exhausted in this case, because in 2020 the trial court, the Yemeni trial court has convicted Nimisha Priya sentenced Nimisha Priya for the death penalty. Thereafter we filed the first appellate court. We approached the first appellate court with an appeal, and that was dismissed by the first appellate court in 2022. Then thereafter we approached the Supreme Court of Yemen, that's Supreme Judicial Council, and the appeal before the Supreme Judicial Council was also dismissed by the Yemeni Supreme Judicial Council in 2023. So all the legal remedies are exhausted in this matter, and only the available remedy, that's according to Sharia law, the Diya is available, the blood money is available. So now we can explore that option only, and that can be done only through the consent of the victim's family. So we will have to bring them to the negotiation table, and we are trying to do that.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here on Republic TV, and we wish you all the best for the hearing in the Supreme Court today. All right, let's get to some other news. The body of a 19-year-old student of Delhi University who was missing for the past 6 days has been found by the Delhi police, reported PTI, and her body was retrieved from the Yamuna River near the Geeta Colony flyover in North Delhi on Sunday evening. And her family is alleging police inaction in the case. Remember, this is the case of a Delhi University student from Tripura who was missing for the last 6 days, and she is a student of Delhi University. And now her body has been found. It was retrieved from the Yamuna River near the Geeta Colony flyover in North Delhi. Let's get all the updates. Our colleague Sambhavi is now joining us for more details. Sambhavi, what details do you have about the case? And as far as the finding of the body is concerned, what led police to look at that spot and what are the details emerging? All right, we'll try to connect back with our reporter, but the details so far in the case is that this girl from Tripura, she was studying in Delhi University and she was missing for the last 6 days. And her body has been found under the Delhi bridge. It was below the Geeta Colony flyover. Her body was retrieved from the Yamuna River. And at the moment, what we do know is that the parents are alleging police inaction in the case. And the mystery about her missing and her body being found is right now deepening. So investigation is currently underway. She hailed from Sabroom in South Tripura, had come to Delhi for higher education. Sambhavi, our colleague, is now joining us. Sambhavi, what are the details emerging in the case now? Sambhavi, can you hear me?
Well, yes.
Yes,
as
please,
per the latest update, we know that...
Yes.
Yes. As per the latest update, we know that Sneha Devnath's body was found floating in Yamuna River under the Geeta Colony bridge. And Sneha was reportedly a BSc student in Atmaram Sanatan Dharm College from Delhi University. And her last call was to her mother on 7th of July around 5:56 a.m. when she told her mother that she's going to drop a friend off to the railway station, but when her phone was found switched off around 2 hours later, the family grew concerned. In the latest update yesterday, her dead body was found. We are keeping close tabs on all the updates of the case, and we will keep bringing it to you as and when we receive it.
Some of you also understand that a post-mortem report is currently underway. The post-mortem is currently underway. And what is the police saying at the moment? Because a suspected suicide note apparently was also found at her residence, and now her body has been found. So any updates on police saying something about that?
Well, no, there hasn't been any update on that yet. Yes, the body was sent for post-mortem yet, and we are not able to access any post-mortem report yet. They haven't released anything.
All right. Thank you, Sambhavi, for all those details there. And viewers, now let's take a look at some other news from across the nation in Bharat in 1.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together, we can.
Uttar Pradesh administration has deployed HD drones for surveillance along the Kanwar Yatra routes. The live feed from the drone camera is being transmitted to the Integrated Command Control Center through Jatayu van and is also accessible on the mobile phones of the officials. The Ministry of Railways has announced that following the successful trial installation of CCTV cameras in passenger coaches, it will now install CCTV cameras in all coaches. In a statement, the ministry stated that the move will significantly enhance passenger safety. Severe waterlogging has been reported in several parts of Dholpur in Rajasthan following heavy rainfall. Other regions of the state have also experienced rain, prompting alerts from the Indian Meteorological Department. An orange alert has been issued for heavy rainfall in the Hadoi region, including Kota, Baran and Jhalawar. A yellow alert has been issued in 25 districts, including Jaipur, Sikar, Bharatpur, Ajmer, Pali and Udaipur. And now, a very, very shocking incident that has come in from Bihar, where RJD leader and Bihar's leader of opposition, Tejasvi Yadav, has abused journalists during a press briefing in Patna. Ruining and running down the fourth pillar of democracy, Tejasvi Yadav, in fact, insulted the media, and he hurled the slur "Mutra" to describe the journalists. Take a look at this shocking report.
Bihar leader of the opposition Tejasvi Yadav talked himself into a controversy after he directed a filthy bar by journalists during a press briefing in Patna. Running down the fourth pillar of democracy, Tejasvi hurled the slur "Mutra" to describe journalists.
एक मिनट इसका चुनाव आयोग से कोई डॉक्यूमेंट या कोई प्रेस नोट या कोई ऐसी बात आई है या कि कहाँ से खबर आई? सोर्सेज बता रहे हैं, सूत्र बताते हैं, हम उस सूत्र को मूत्र समझते हैं। वेस्ट जो होता है ना, ये वो है, इसका कोई आधार नहीं ना। ये वही सूत्र है जो पाकिस्तान में कब्जा करवा दिया था, इस्लामाबाद, कराची। सूत्र नहीं, मूत्र लोग हैं।
The former Bihar Deputy Chief Minister stoked a massive row, saying sutra or source is mutra, as he sought to question the moral spine and integrity of journalists.
Make no mistake, this is clearly an attack on press and its dignity. Remember, we constitute the fourth estate and the fourth pillar of democracy, and for this kind of contempt and this kind of mindset, Tejasvi Yadav has revealed really from where he comes, and the manner in which he was speaking, the body language, the expressions that clearly showed that he has utter contempt for media. He has absolute disrespect for the institution of press. Remember, sources are supposed to remain anonymous, and that's why and that's how journalism flourishes. That's how we practice our craft, because otherwise everything else becomes PR and publicity. In this case, while Election Commission officially has not come out with a statement yet, because remember, the matter is sub judice.
Not stopping at this, the RJD leader also cast aspersions on the neutrality of the Election Commission, alleging that it was functioning as a cell of a particular political party. The EC officials, meanwhile, claimed that foreign nationals from Nepal, Bangladesh and Myanmar were found during the house-to-house visits for the ongoing role revision exercise ahead of the Bihar Assembly elections. Tejasvi, however, dismissed the poll panel's claims. Responding to Tejasvi's crass comment on media professionals, BJP leader Sanjay Jaiswal demanded that the former issue a public apology.
तेजस्वी जी के साथ सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम यही है, 20 मिनट तक वह कागज पढ़ते रहे और तब तक वो ठीक थे, लेकिन पत्रकारों ने सवाल पूछा तो जिस प्रकार का उन्होंने पहले तो सूत्र के बारे में बोला और उसके बाद कह दिया कि प्रेस भी यही है। मीडिया कर्मियों के सामने और किसी के भी मनुष्य के बारे में इस तरह की टिप्पणियां करना केवल तेजस्वी यादव कर सकते हैं। तेजस्वी जी की दिक्कत यही है कि पढ़े लिखे नहीं होने के कारण जो घर पे 2-3 उनके लोग हैं वो जो रटवाते हैं, बताते हैं, वह जाके वह मंच पर बोल देते हैं, कहीं भी बोल देते हैं। उससे बाहर का अगर कोई प्रश्न आएगा आउट ऑफ सिलेबस तो वो ऐसा ही कचरा करेंगे। यह प्रेस का अपमान है।
Tejasvi's distasteful remark has raised a larger question on whether the opposition in Bihar has resorted to shooting the messenger amid the EC's ongoing purge of bogus voters.
Viewers, we are taking a very short break. Coming up ahead, Odisha government has formed a 3-member committee to investigate the Balasore students' attempted self-immolation case. Also coming up ahead, pilots grouping Alpha India is now mulling legal course to be made part of the Air India plane crash probe. Details on those big stories and much more after a short break.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
महाराष्ट्राची माफी मागतो। मी छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांची माफी मागतो। महाराजांची माफी मागतो। बाळासाहेबांची माफी मागतो। माफी मागतो। उद्धव साहेबांची माफी मागतो। माफी मागतो। राज साहेबांची माफी मागतो। माफी हो गया पुढे तो भाईचा बोला आवाज आवाज व्हिडिओ मध्ये
इथे बोल, थोड़ा जोर से बोल रहा हूँ भैया लोग। ऐसा मराठी लोग मराठी महाराष्ट्र वाले मराठी के मराठी लोग बोल रहे हैं।
The reason we've launched the Nationalist Collective is because we believe it is time now for a group of ideologically driven Indians to drive the destiny of our country. For far too long, people who have had interests inimical to national interest have held sway. We need to put nationalism first, nation first. The Nationalist Collective is a very clear and sharp movement, presents the spirit of a new India which stands by what is right, does what is right, and raises its voice for what is right. Remember, this country is safe only if it is in the hands of nationalists. This country will grow only if nation first becomes our principal motto, where the only ism that matters is nationalism. Join the Nationalist Collective. It is going to be the largest non-political movement in this country.
आज का भारत स्पेस से महत्वाकांक्षी दिखता है। आज का भारत निडर दिखता है। आज का भारत कॉन्फिडेंट दिखता है। आज का भारत गर्व से पूर्ण दिखता है। और इन्हीं सब कारणों की वजह से मैं एक बार फिर से कह सकता हूँ कि आज का भारत अभी भी सारे जहां से अच्छा दिखता है।
सारे जहां से अच्छा is Subhanshu Shukla's message from the ISS. Today is his return journey. 2 p.m. is the time when the undocking begins. Odisha government forms a 3-member committee to investigate the Balasore student self-immolation case. Pilots grouping ALPA India mulls legal course to be a part of Air India plane crash probe. Body of a 19-year-old student of Delhi University who was missing for the past 6 days has been found in Delhi. The body was retrieved from the Yamuna River near Gita Colony flyover in North Delhi on the Sunday evening. Slamming Russian President Vladimir Putin, United States President Donald Trump said he'd end Ukraine war in 24 hours and his patience with Putin is wearing thin. And we start this edition with some breaking news coming in, and this is in regard with Karnataka, where there has been a major embarrassment for the Congress party. This after The Karnataka Congress Lingaraj Kani, a close aide of Minister Priyank Kharge and MLA Alam Prabhu Patil, has been arrested by the Maharashtra police in a drug trafficking case. Now, Kani, who is a Kalaburgi South Block Congress president, was nabbed in Thane city while allegedly selling narcotics. The police has seized 120 bottles of banned codeine syrup from his possession. A case has been registered under the NDPS Act at the Kalyan police station in Mumbai, and the further investigation in the case is underway. So that's the huge breaking news that we have coming in. A major embarrassment for the Congress party. This is Priyank Kharge, the Karnataka minister's close aide, who has been arrested by the Mumbai police in a drug trafficking case. He was found to have smuggled drugs. We learned that 120 bottles of banned codeine syrup was found from his possession. A case under the NDPS Act has already been registered against this aide of the Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge, and further investigation in the case is underway. Abhishek is joining us live from the Kannada newsroom. On that note, Abhishek, take us through what else has been found in the possession of this very close aide of the Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge.
Tanisha, the accused Lingaraj Kani is the block president in one of the major regions where Minister Priyank Kharge is representing, and also he's a close aide of Alam Prabhu Patil is also the MLA. So these people, especially I would name Tausif Asif is accused number 1 in this case, Lingaraj Kani is accused number 2, and Syed Irfan is accused number 3, and these people have been taken into custody by the Mumbai's Bazarpet police because these people were found selling the substances which is related to narcotics, and the name of the drug should not be mentioned for various reasons. These people were in possession of 120 bottles or packets of the substance and they were trying to sell this in the market of Maharashtra is what the police have informed as of now. So this is surely a major setback to Minister Priyank Kharge as well as the Karnataka state government, because he was the block Congress president which represents Priyank Kharge's assembly. On the other hand, MLA Allama Prabhu Patil also is a very known person to the person Lingaraj Kani. At this point of time, it is sure that the Congress would defend their person, and they would also make sure the other two people made sure that this person, especially Kani, was not involved in this, and this is due to the political influence that Lingaraj Kani has been taken into custody. We are waiting for a response from the government as of now with respect to what they have to talk about their block Congress president. Tanisha. Right, Abhishek, thank you very much for getting us those details. We quickly move forward to the other stories that we are tracking, and this one is from the state of Odisha. Now, in the latest update on the tragic self-immolation case in Odisha, the state government has formed a 3-member committee to investigate the incident. The student who set herself on fire on the college campus she said that she was allegedly harassed by her teacher, sexually harassed by her teacher. She remains in critical condition with nearly 95% burns. The committee will probe both the allegations of harassment and the delay in action by authorities that may have led to the extreme step. In fact, we are also getting in a reaction from the Chief Minister of Odisha, Manji. Let's listen into what he had to say.
सर एम्स में उनका ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है, परिस्थिति बहुत क्रिटिकल है और एक मेडिकल टीम बनाते हुए सारी ट्रीटमेंट कर रहे हैं। दिल्ली का एम्स में जो ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है, इसी आधार पर ही वहाँ भी ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है। आज भी मैंने बोले कि दिल्ली का जो एम्स का जो डॉक्टर सीनियर है उनके साथ एक वर्चुअल मोड में मीटिंग करते हुए और क्या ज़्यादा ट्रीटमेंट किया जा सकता है उसी आधार पर करने के लिए मैंने वहाँ का टीम का साथ बातचीत कर लिया और अभी तक क्रिटिकल स्थिति है। अगले 24 घंटे के लिए वो बहुत क्रिटिकल मोमेंट है। जब कोई इम्प्रूव थोड़ा सा भी करेगा तो हम उसको एयरलिफ्ट भी करा सकते हैं दिल्ली एम्स के लिए।
Yeah, we received the patient yesterday and with a critical condition. Patient is in ICU and getting ICU care, and it is about 95% burn. And patient is in ICU with the ventilator. Patient critical. We are trying our best. We are providing all sort of best care, possible best care to the patient.
Sir, an expert committee has been formed.
Yes, a committee is constituted to take after various aspects, multidisciplinary critical care, pulmonary, nephrology, and also involving other burn and plastic. So a lot of people, all sort of treatment, special care we are giving for the patient. Yeah, we received the patient yesterday and with the critical condition. Patient is in ICU and getting ICU care, and it is about 95% burn. And patient is in ICU with the ventilator. Patient critical. We are trying our best. We are providing all sort of best care, possible best care to the patient.
Sir, an expert committee has been formed.
Yes, a committee is constituted to take after various aspects, multidisciplinary critical care, pulmonary, nephrology, and also involving other burn and plastic. So a lot of people, all sort of treatment, special care we are giving for the patient.
All right, we quickly move across to some other breaking news coming in, and this is from the state of Karnataka, where Union Minister Prahlad Joshi has hinted out at a horse trading process that is underway within the Congress party in the state of Karnataka. Remember, this comes amid the changes in and tussle amid the chief ministerial post in the state of Karnataka. It is Union Minister Prahlad Joshi that has gone ahead to say that there is horse trading that's happening within the Congress party. And remember, this comes in the heels of the tussle over the chief ministerial phase that's happening in the state of Karnataka. In fact, today we learn that there are back-to-back key meetings that will be held in Bengaluru as well. And with that, another breaking news that we have coming in is how the Congress is in complete firefighting mode, with Ranjit Surjewala all scheduled to hold key meetings today as far as the chief ministerial tussle is concerned in Karnataka. Surjewala will be in Bengaluru. He will be meeting the Congress MLAs. He will be meeting the other Congress leaders as well, and this is in regard with the power tussle that's there in Karnataka, a complete firefighting mode there that Ranjit Surjewala is going through. Back-to-back huddles today in this state of Karnataka, Bengaluru to be specific. Remember, the key front runner is who's in the chief ministerial phase is the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar. When asked D.K. Shivakumar about will there be a change in chief ministerial post, he said it's upon the Congress High Command. However, when spoken to Siddaramaiah, he seemed quite confident and he said that he is going to remain the Chief Minister for the next 5 years. So conviction there in Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's voice when it comes to the power tussle. D.K. Shivakumar, however, looking extremely unhappy there with the decision that the Congress High Command might have taken. Remember, there was a power sharing formula, the 50-50 formula that reports said that must have agreed upon as far as the tussle is concerned. However, Siddaramaiah had completely dismissed the power sharing formula, saying that no such formula has been discussed and that he will remain the Chief Minister for the next 5 years. Moving on to some other political stories that we are tracking. In a shocking incident, RJD leader and Bihar's leader of opposition Tejasvi Yadav abused journalists during press briefing in Patna, running down the fourth pillar of democracy. Tejasvi hurled the slur "Mutra" to describe journalists. Take a look at this detailed report on how Tejasvi Yadav's comment has now created a huge political storm.
Bihar leader of the opposition Tejasvi Yadav talked himself into a controversy after he directed a filthy bar by journalists during a press briefing in Patna. Running down the fourth pillar of democracy, Tejasvi hurled the slur "Mutra" to describe journalists.
एक मिनट इसका चुनाव आयोग से कोई डॉक्यूमेंट या कोई प्रेस नोट या कोई ऐसी बात आई है या कि कहाँ से खबर आई?
सोर्सेज बता रहे हैं,
सूत्र बताते हैं, हम उस सूत्र को मूत्र समझते हैं। वेस्ट जो होता है ना, ये वो है, इसका कोई आधार नहीं ना। ये वही सूत्र है जो पाकिस्तान में कब्जा करवा दिया था, इस्लामाबाद, कराची। सूत्र नहीं, मूत्र लोग हैं।
The former Bihar Deputy Chief Minister stoked a massive row, saying sutra or source is mutra, as they sought to question the moral spine and integrity of journalists.
Make no mistake, this is clearly an attack on press and its dignity. Remember, we constitute the fourth estate and the fourth pillar of democracy, and for this kind of contempt and this kind of mindset, Tejasvi Yadav has revealed really from where he comes, and the manner in which he was speaking, the body language, the expressions, that clearly showed that he has utter contempt for media. He has absolute disrespect for the institution of press. Remember, sources are supposed to remain anonymous, and that's why, and that's how journalism flourishes. That's how we practice our craft, because otherwise everything else becomes PR and publicity. In this case, while Election Commission officially has not come out with a statement yet, because remember, the matter is sub judice.
Not stopping at this, the RJD leader also cast aspersions on the neutrality of the Election Commission, alleging that it was functioning as a cell of a particular political party. The EC officials meanwhile claimed that foreign nationals from Nepal, Bangladesh and Myanmar were found during the house-to-house visits for the ongoing role revision exercise ahead of the Bihar Assembly elections. Tejasvi, however, dismissed the poll panel's claims. Responding to Tejasvi's crass comment on media professionals, BJP leader Sanjay Jaiswal demanded that the former issue a public apology.
तेजस्वी जी के साथ सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम यही है, 20 मिनट तक वह कागज पढ़ते रहे और तब तक वो ठीक थे, लेकिन पत्रकारों ने सवाल पूछा तो जिस प्रकार का उन्होंने पहले तो सूत्र के बारे में बोला और उसके बाद कह दिया कि प्रेस भी यही है। मीडिया कर्मियों के सामने और किसी के भी मनुष्य के बारे में इस तरह की टिप्पणियां करना केवल तेजस्वी यादव कर सकते हैं। तेजस्वी जी की दिक्कत यही है कि पढ़े लिखे नहीं होने के कारण जो घर पे 2-3 उनके लोग हैं वो जो रटवाते हैं, बताते हैं, वह जाके वह मंच पर बोल देते हैं, कहीं भी बोल देते हैं। उससे बाहर का अगर कोई प्रश्न आएगा आउट ऑफ सिलेबस तो वो ऐसा ही कचरा करेंगे। यह प्रेस का अपमान है।
Tejasvi's distasteful remark has raised a larger question on whether the opposition in Bihar has resorted to shooting the messenger amid the EC's ongoing purge of bogus voters.
Countless Indians are looking to the skies today. This and sending up silent prayers for a safe and triumphant return as Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla begins his journey back to Earth alongside his AX-4 crewmates. After spending 2 unforgettable weeks aboard the International Space Station, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla returns with a treasure trove of memories from his historic space flight and docking to the ISS to bonding with fellow astronauts over Gachar Ka Halwa and that unforgettable live interaction with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi from space. As we count down to the return of India's newest space hero, here's a special report that you need to look at.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition and liftoff.
After 2 weeks of intense science experiments at the International Space Station, it is time for farewell and celebration for Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla and 3 other astronauts from the Axiom 4 mission, who are all set to begin their return back to the Earth. As the Axiom 4 mission neared its conclusion astronauts aboard the ISS gathered for a feast featuring a diverse menu representing the 6 nations involved in this mission. Currently, there are 11 astronauts on board the ISS, 7 from Expedition 73 and 4 from Axiom 4 commercial mission. While speaking at the formal farewell ceremony, Shukla hailed the progress of India and reiterated Rakesh Sharma's iconic words from 1984 Space Odyssey.
40 साल पहले कोई भारतीय अंतरिक्ष में गए थे और उन्होंने हमें बताया था कि ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है और कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है कि हम सब ये जानना चाहते हैं कि आज भारत कैसा दिखता है। मैं आपको बताता हूँ, आज का भारत स्पेस से महत्वाकांक्षी दिखता है। आज का भारत निडर दिखता है। आज का भारत कॉन्फिडेंट दिखता है। आज का भारत गर्व से पूर्ण दिखता है। और इन्हीं सब कारणों की वजह से मैं एक बार फिर से कह सकता हूँ कि आज का भारत अभी भी सारे जहां से अच्छा दिखता है।
Shukla expressed a profound admiration for India and described Bharat to be ambitious, fearless and full of pride from the space.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank my country and all their citizens for supporting this mission and me with all their hearts, and I would like to thank ISRO for making this happen, all the colleagues at ISRO who have worked tirelessly in developing all the protocols, the science and the outreach activities, the researchers back in India, the students who developed the outreach items that I carried. I would also like to thank NASA and its international partners, Axiom Space, SpaceX, for ensuring that we were trained adequately well and providing all the support round the clock, and all the people who are sitting on ground supporting this mission, making it extremely successful.
Speaking about his time in orbit, Shukla described the journey as, quote, incredible and almost magical. He highlighted the mission's scientific achievements, outreach efforts, and the sense of wonder that comes from viewing the Earth from orbit, adding that he'll be carrying a lot of memories and learning from this Axiom 4 mission. As the Axiom 4 mission comes to a close, Shukla's heartfelt farewell from the International Space Station stands as a proud and emotional moment for India, a testament to its fearless scientific ambition and growing global stature in space.
A billion hearts across India and around the world are counting down a few anxious hours as Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla prepares to return home today with his AX4 crewmates, marking the end of a remarkable 15-day mission in space. Upon his return to the Earth, Group Captain Shukla will undergo a 7-day rehabilitation program during which his health parameters will be closely monitored. Here's a report on his final leg of the journey.
From countdown to splashdown, India's space hero Subhanshu Shukla is set to return to the Earth. This 18-day journey with 4 astronauts and many experiments is finally coming to an end. As per NASA, the Dragon spacecraft will not just return with 4 astronauts, but will also carry data from over 60 experiments conducted throughout this mission. As the SpaceX Dragon capsule prepares for re-entry into the orbit of Earth, Subhanshu and his crewmates will face intense physical and environmental challenges. Strapped into the seats, they'll experience high G-forces as the capsule plunges through Earth's atmosphere at speeds exceeding 27,000 kilometers per hour. The re-entry process for Axiom 4 is meticulously orchestrated sequence. The Dragon capsule will undock from the ISS's Harmony module and perform a deorbit burn to slow its speed, allowing Earth's gravity to pull it back. As it re-enters the atmosphere, friction will create a plasma sheath. The spacecraft's heat shield will endure temperatures upwards of 2700 degrees, protecting the crew from the fiery descent and even temporarily cutting off communication with ground control. But the journey doesn't end with splashdown. After landing, the astronauts will undergo a crucial 7-day rehabilitation process. Astronauts face muscle atrophy, bone density loss after extended missions in space. Rehabilitation ensures that they regain their strength, balance and mobility. It's a step-by-step process and it begins with light physical therapy aimed at easing the astronauts back into Earth's gravity. They'll focus on regaining muscle tone and flexibility. The future of space exploration has only just begun, and Subhanshu Shukla's story is a beacon of hope for all who dare to dream.
It's time for us to now slip into a short break, but after the break we'll get you the details of how there has been a shocking case that has come to light from Odisha, where a college student has self-immolated herself. She has suffered 95% burns. All that and much more on that story coming up after the break. Also after the break are details of how palace grouping ALPA India merged legal course to be a part of Air India plane crash probe.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सबको मजेदार बने।
A storm is brewing at the heart of American law enforcement. FBI Director Kash Patel is reportedly on the verge of resigning, threatening to walk away from his post if his deputy, Dan Bongino, follows through on his own plans to quit. The reason? A fiery clash with Attorney General Pam Bondi over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case, a controversy that's ignited outrage among MAGA supporters and raised questions about transparency in the Trump administration. The Epstein saga has long haunted political and social circles, with its web of allegations involving powerful figures. President Donald Trump, seen here socializing with Epstein in 1992 at Mar-a-Lago.
All right, breaking news now coming in, and this is in regard with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's visit to China after 5 years, where we learned that he met the Chinese Vice President in Beijing today ahead of the SCO Foreign Ministers meeting. The External Affairs Minister of India, S. Jaishankar, said that India supports a successful Chinese presidency of the SCO. He noted that the bilateral ties have been steadily improving since the Modi-Xi meeting in Kazan last year. Jaishankar also said that the resumption of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra was widely welcomed in India and stressed that the normalization of ties can lead to mutually beneficial outcomes with the world in complex situation. He underlined the importance of an open exchange between the two Asian neighbors. So a thought that we see coming as far as the India-China relations are concerned. There could be the normalization of the ties as far as India-China meeting in the SCO summit is concerned. Jaishankar there saying that he compliments the successful Chinese presence of the SCO. It's time for us to now slip into a short break, but after the break are the details of how Delhi University student has been found dead in the Yamuna River. The probe is underway in the case.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
महाराष्ट्राची माफी मागतो। मी छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांची माफी मागतो. महाराजांची माफी मागतो. बाळासाहेबांची माफी मागतो.
बाळासाहेबची माफी मागतो.
उद्धव साहेबांची माफी मागतो.
साहेबची माफी मागतो.
राज साहेबांची माफी मागतो.
माफी
उखाड़ना उखाड़ ले
गलती हो गया महाराज.
हो गया पुढे तो भाई साहब बोला
आवाज आवाज मग व्हिडिओ मध्ये कसा आवाज व्हिडिओ मध्ये कसा आवाज
इथे बोल थोड़ा जोर से बोल रहा हूँ भैया लोग ऐसा.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ. डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा. अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ. सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम. रहो बेफिक्र.
MDH की देगी मिर्च.
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का.
MDH की देगी मिर्च.
A storm is brewing at the heart of American law enforcement. FBI Director Kash Patel is reportedly on the verge of resigning, threatening to walk away from his post if his deputy, Dan Bongino, follows through on his own plans to quit. The reason? A fiery clash with Attorney General Pam Bondi over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case, a controversy that's ignited outrage among MAGA supporters and raised questions about transparency in the Trump administration. The Epstein saga has long haunted political and social circles, with its web of allegations involving powerful figures. President Donald Trump, seen here socializing with Epstein in 1992 at Mar-a-Lago, has faced scrutiny over their past friendship. Trump has since distanced himself, claiming in a recent cabinet meeting that he hadn't been close to Epstein for nearly 2 decades before his death.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Very good morning. You're watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. The countdown to Shubhanshu Shukla's return from the International Space Station has begun as the undocking of the Axiom 4 mission with the ISS will take place today. That is the big story that we are tracking through the day today. Let's take a look at the other big stories as well in the headlines.
आज का भारत स्पेस से महत्वाकांक्षी दिखता है. आज का भारत निडर दिखता है. आज का भारत कॉन्फिडेंट दिखता है. आज का भारत गर्व से पूर्ण दिखता है. और इन्हीं सब कारणों की वजह से मैं एक बार फिर से कह सकता हूँ कि आज का भारत अभी भी सारे जहां से अच्छा दिखता है.
India is still सारे जहां से अच्छा, says Shubhanshu Shukla in his final message from the space. Odisha government has formed a 3-member committee to investigate the Balasore students' attempted self-immolation case. Pilots grouping Alpa India mulls legal course to be part of the Air India plane crash probe. Body of the 19-year-old student of Delhi University who was missing for the past 6 days has been found. Body retrieved from Yamuna River near Geeta Colony flyover on Sunday evening. Amid fierce power tussle in Karnataka, Union Minister Prahlad Joshi alleges horse trading within Karnataka Congress. And slamming Russian President Putin, US President Donald Trump says he would end the Ukraine war in 24 hours, and his patience with Putin is wearing thin. Top story. Well, it has been more than 15 days since Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, the first Indian astronaut to visit the International Space Station, left for Earth for a historic space mission. Now, the countdown to his return has begun. Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla with his crew members will fly back to the Earth tomorrow. The Dragon spacecraft will undock from the ISS today and will splash down in the Pacific Ocean off the California coast tomorrow. Meanwhile, speaking to his countrymen in Hindi during his farewell speech, Shubhanshu Shukla said that while his journey in the space is coming to an end, the journey of India's human space mission is still very long and difficult ahead. Let's take a listen.
अब कुछ शब्द मेरे देशवासियों के लिए हिंदी में। कमाल की यात्रा रही है ये मेरी, लेकिन अब जैसे मेरी ये यात्रा ख़त्म होने वाली है, आपकी और मेरी यात्रा अभी बहुत लंबी है। हमारी ह्यूमन स्पेस मिशन की जो यात्रा है वो बहुत लंबी है और बहुत कठिन भी है, लेकिन मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूँ कि अगर हम निश्चय कर लें तो तारा अभी प्राप्यन्ते, इवन स्टार्स आर अटेनेबल। 41 साल पहले कोई भारतीय अंतरिक्ष में गए थे और उन्होंने हमें बताया था कि ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है, और कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है कि हम सब ये जानना चाहते हैं कि आज भारत कैसा दिखता है। मैं आपको बताता हूँ, आज का भारत स्पेस से महत्वाकांक्षी दिखता है। आज का भारत निडर दिखता है। आज का भारत कॉन्फिडेंट दिखता है। आज का भारत गर्व से पूर्ण दिखता है। और इन्हीं सब कारणों की वजह से मैं एक बार फिर से कह सकता हूँ कि आज का भारत अभी भी सारे जहाँ से अच्छा दिखता है।
So, the countdown of the return journey of Group Captain Shukla and his crew members has begun, and the entire countrymen, including, of course, Shukla's parents, are really elated. Let's listen in to Group Captain Shukla's parents.
इससे ज़्यादा प्रसन्नता की बात हो क्या सकती है कि हमारा बेटा एक मिशन से वापस लौट रहा है, ऊपर से सफलतापूर्वक मिशन उसका कंप्लीट हो। बस यही दुआ कामना करते हैं कि किसी तरह से जल्दी से जल्दी वो आए और आकर हम लोगों से मिले, मुलाकात करें। प्रार्थना यही कर रहे हैं कि अब ऊपर से जैसे सकुशल पहुंच गए थे उसी तरह सकुशल धरती पर वापस आए। यही भगवान से, ईश्वर से मनाते हैं कि भगवान उनकी रक्षा करें, अच्छे से उनको वापस धरती पर आते समय कोई दिक्कत ना हो, किसी प्रकार की दिक्कत परेशानी न पैदा हो, और जल्दी जल्दी आए नीचे, वापस आकर मिले हम लोगों से। हम तो बहुत उत्सुक हैं देखने के लिए उसका कि कैसा स्वास्थ्य रहा, कैसे रहे इतने दिन ऊपर, ये सब देखने के लिए बहुत उत्सुक है। अब डर तो थोड़ा बहुत मन में रहता ही, मगर ठीक है, बच्चे ने ये कदम उठाया है तो माँ भी उसी में शामिल, बच्चे के हर काम में माँ अपने आप शामिल हो जाती, जो जिसमें बच्चे की खुशी उसी में माँ भी खुश रहती है। तो इसलिए हमको कोई दिक्कत, कोई डर नहीं महसूस होता है।
जिसके लिए हम लोग गिनते दिन से इंतजार कर रहे थे, अब वो मतलब जो है वापसी हो रही। हम लोगों को बहुत ही खुशी है और बहुत प्रसन्न है हम लोग कि जल्दी से जल्दी वो वापस आ गए। ये हम ईश्वर से सबका मतलब प्रार्थना करते हैं कि उनको जो सकुशल जो है पृथ्वी पर आसानी से उनका जो है ड्रैगन मतलब वापस हो, और ये हमारे लिए बड़ी खुशी का दिन हो।
क्या प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं? अब इतने जो दिन स्पेस स्टेशन में हो रहे हैं, अभी भी हैं, तो यहाँ से क्या प्रार्थना करते थे?
हम तो ईश्वर से यही प्रार्थना करते हैं कि उनका सकुशल मिशन पूरा हो और वो सकुशल वापसी उनकी हो। यही ईश्वर से हमेशा मतलब हर समय जो है उनसे प्रार्थना करते रहते हैं, और हमारी तो ये और अपनी दुआएं भी उसको देते रहते हैं कि मतलब जो है कि तुम सकुशल वापस होगे, सब अच्छी तरह होगा।
आपकी बात उनसे हुई तो उन्होंने क्या बताया?
उस समय वो बिल्कुल ठीक थे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं थी। जब बात हुई थी तो बहुत प्रसन्नचित्त थे और सब बता रहे थे कि हमारा काम समय से हो रहा, जितने भी हमें वर्क दिए गए थे वो हमारे लगभग पूरे हो रहे हैं और हमारा काम समय से हो जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी किसी प्रकार की। हम यहाँ बिल्कुल ठीक हैं, बहुत अच्छी तरह हैं, और सभी कुछ उसमें जैसे कि वहाँ लैब कैसी है, सोते कहाँ हैं, सूरज कैसे उगता है, ये सब कुछ उन्होंने जो है हमें दिखाया और बड़ा अच्छा लगा उनको वहाँ प्रसन्नचित्त हो देखकर। ये हमारे लिए बड़ी अच्छी सूचना थी कि मतलब जो है हम उनको देखकर बड़ा खुश हुए कि वहाँ ठीक ठाक है, सब कुछ है, अच्छी तरह है।
And viewers, we have big news coming in from the national capital, where the body of the 19-year-old student of Delhi University who was missing for the past 6 days has been found by the Delhi police. Her body was retrieved from the Yamuna River near the Geeta Colony flyover in North Delhi on Sunday evening. And she was missing for the last 6 days. Her family is now alleging police inaction in the case. Remember, this young student from Delhi University was missing for the last 6 days, and yesterday evening her body was retrieved by the Delhi police from the Yamuna River. All right, so the really we were updating you about the 19-year-old student of Delhi University. She hails from Tripura. And she was missing for the last 6 days, and her body has been now found in Yamuna River. Shambhavi, our colleague, is now joining us for more details. Shambhavi, what are the details emerging in the case? Sneha's body has been found. What are the updates? We understand that her body has been sent for the post-mortem. What is the police saying at the moment?
Well, yes, the body has been sent for post-mortem, and as per the latest update, a suicide note has been found in her old room, where it was very clearly mentioned by her that I don't want to continue living like this. I feel like a burden, I feel like a failure, and this is getting very unbearable. And in that note, reportedly, she said that she is planning to end her life by jumping off the Signature Bridge. And as for the police, with the help of some technical team, they have contacted the driver that dropped Sneha off to the Signature Bridge, and her last known location was also at the same bridge. Plus, there are also some witnesses who have reportedly seen a girl standing on the bridge and then later disappearing from the spot. So these three accounts are corroborating with the reports that this might be a suicide case.
All right. Thank you so much, Shambhavi, for all those details there. And viewers, now let's take a look at some more news from across the nation in Bharat in One.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Uttar Pradesh administration has deployed HD drones for surveillance along the Kanwar Yatra routes. The live feed from the drone cameras is being transmitted to the integrated command control center through Jatayu van and is also accessible on the mobile phones of the officials. The Ministry of Railways has announced that following the successful trial installation of CCTV cameras in passenger coaches, it will now install CCTV cameras in all coaches. In its statement, the ministry stated that the move will significantly enhance passenger safety. Severe waterlogging has been reported in several parts of Dholpur, Rajasthan following heavy rainfall. Other regions of the state have also experienced rain, prompting alerts from the India Meteorological Department. An orange alert has also been issued for heavy rainfall in Hadoti region, including Kota, Baran and Jhalawar. A yellow alert has been issued in 25 districts, including Jaipur, Sikar, Bharatpur, Ajmer, Pali and Udaipur. Viewers, we have breaking news coming in at this moment. A bomb call has been received at a Navy school in Chanakyapuri in the national capital and a CRPF school in Dwarka in the national capital. And now this bomb threat was received through mail. Delhi police is currently engaged in investigation. There is also a bomb disposal squad at the spot. Remember, earlier also bomb threats have been given through mail. However, so far, no suspicious material has been found. And this threat coming in for two schools in the national capital, one in Chanakyapuri, the other in Dwarka. And at the moment, the bomb disposal squad is at both the spots. And remember, these bomb calls coming in through mail. And Delhi police is currently engaged in investigation. And remember, this is a very, very important area, Chanakyapuri, because this is the diplomatic area. And let's get all the updates. Jatin, our colleague, is now joining us live from the national capital. Jatin, 2 schools in the national capital have received bomb threats. We understand there is a bomb disposal squad at both these places. What are the updates that you are getting in?
कुछ भी ऐसा सस्पिशियस इन दोनों स्कूलों में नहीं मिला है, क्योंकि चाणक्यपुरी का नेवी स्कूल, इसके अंदर बॉम्ब की जो मेल है वो साफ तौर पर मिली, और द्वारका का सीआरपीएफ, अभी इन 2 स्कूलों के बारे में जो जानकारी है वो हमें मिली है। दोनों ही जगहों पर पुलिस और बॉम्ब स्क्वाड मौके पर पहुंचा हुआ है। जो जानकारी, जो चेकिंग है वो वहां पर संभवतः की जा रही है, लेकिन अभी तक दिल्ली पुलिस का कहना है कि मेल के जरिए जो थ्रेट मिला था वो सुबह के समय मिला था, जिसके बाद जब स्कूल ओपन हुए, अथॉरिटीज ने उस मेल के बारे में देखा तो तुरंत जो पुलिस है और तमाम जो सिविक अथॉरिटीज है उनको इस बारे में जानकारी जो है वो दी गई है। सर्च ऑपरेशन दोनों ही जगहों पर चलाया जा रहा है। सीआरपीएफ स्कूल रोहिणी, आपको याद होगा, इससे पहले भी वहां पर इस तरीके से मेल किया गया था, लेकिन इस बार सीआरपीएफ स्कूल द्वारका का बताया जा रहा है, जहां पर बॉम्ब थ्रेट होने की जो जानकारी है वो साफ तौर पर मिली गई है। पुलिस का साफ तौर पर कहना है कि अभी पूरे स्कूल को सैनिटाइज किया जा रहा है, क्योंकि मामला स्कूल से जुड़ा हुआ है, तो कोई भी लापरवाही इसको ना हो, इसलिए तमाम जो एसओपी है उनका पालन किया जा रहा है। दिल्ली पुलिस मौके पर है, एम्बुलेंस मौके पर है, फायर ब्रिगेड की मौके पर है, और बॉम्ब स्क्वाड भी मौके पर पहुंची हुई है। तो संभवतः सभी पहलुओं पर चेक किया जा रहा है। हालांकि मेल किसने की, उसको लेकर दिल्ली पुलिस का कहना है कि सबसे पहली प्रेफरेंस अभी इसी बात को लेकर है कि दोनों ही स्कूलों को सैनिटाइज किया जाए। मल्टीपल चेक वहां पर किए जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि छोटे बच्चे जो स्कूल सुबह पहुंचे थे उनको वापस भेजने का जो प्रोसीजर है वो स्कूल अथॉरिटीज द्वारा किया गया, किसी तरीके की पैनिक ना फैले उसको लेकर ध्यान रखा जा रहा है। लेकिन अभी स्कूल को क्रॉस चेक और पूरे तरीके से सैनिटाइज किया गया है, ताकि तमाम जो अथॉरिटीज है इस मामले को लेकर वेरीफाई फैक्ट्स कर सके। उसके बाद इन्वेस्टिगेशन संभवतः इस पूरे मामले में की जाएगी कि आखिरकार ये मेल किसके द्वारा भेजा गया। लेकिन फिर से अपने व्यूअर्स को बता देते हैं कि पैनिक की जरूरत नहीं है, कुछ भी सस्पिशियस अभी तक मिला नहीं है, लेकिन स्कूल से जुड़ा हुआ मामला है, तो हर पैरामीटर्स पर जो तमाम सिक्योरिटी चेक्स है वो वहां पर किए जा रहे हैं। बैक टू स्टूडियो।
Alright, thank you so much for those updates there, Jatin. We'll keep coming back to you for that story. And viewers, we have big breaking news coming in from Karnataka. And that is senior Congress leader Randeep Surjewala is going to now hold one-on-one meetings with the ministers and Karnataka Congress MLA today in Bengaluru. Remember, these developments coming in even as the power tussle continues as DK Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, and Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. There are rumors of exchange of power, the change of powers, change of command. But amid these developments, senior Congress leader Randeep Surjewala is going to hold meetings with the Congress MLAs in Bengaluru today. However, both the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister have been insisting that there is going to be no change, and both of them are on the same page as far as this issue is concerned. However, there are talks of dissent within the Congress party. Let's get all the updates. Abhishek, our colleague, is now joining us for more details. Abhishek, a very good morning. We heard earlier Prahlad Joshi had alleged there was this horse trading going on, use of money power, and now Surjewala is going to hold meetings with the Congress MLAs in Bengaluru today. A lot of talks of dissent within the party. What is happening?
Well, this is the third time that Randeep Singh Surjewala is coming back to Bengaluru to have a conversation with the MLAs and the ministers within the Congress party. As far as we have been informed, the entire Congress community isn't happy with their leaders or the ministers, and we have seen clear outrage on the ministers from some of the senior MLAs, where they complain the ministers aren't giving a heed to the demands or the requests of senior most MLAs in the Congress party. On the other hand, we have also seen there is a tussle happening between DCM DK Shivakumar and CM Siddaramaiah, because as per the AICC's directions or information which came in around 2.5 years ago, it was decided or pre-decided that DCM DK Shivakumar might be elevated to the post of Chief Minister in the month of November or December. That is exactly half after the 2.5 years of the term of Chief Minister. And now we've clearly seen that DCM DK Shivakumar had mentioned that he has no other choice other than supporting CM Siddaramaiah, because this is what has been decided. CM Siddaramaiah has also claimed that he will be the full-time Chief Minister of Karnataka. On the other hand, we've also seen MLAs from the party claiming that DCM DK Shivakumar should be elevated, then they are not happy about the government itself. When these people have come out in the front of people and in front of media complaining that there are severe indifferences within the party, Randeep Singh Surjewala came into the state to the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee office to collect the opinion of at least 80 MLAs in the last 2 weeks, and today he has summoned at least 10 ministers from the government to collect their opinions as well, and their names have been kept a secret as of now because he doesn't want the media to know what is happening within the Congress party. It is very sure that Randeep Singh Surjewala, when he's coming back to Bengaluru, it means that the party in the state of Karnataka is not up to the mark, and the High Command sees this as a threat to the next couple of elections, and this is why the Randeep Singh Surjewala's team is continuously coming to Bangalore to make sure the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee comes back into the line.
Absolutely. Stay with us, Abhishek, because we are getting more breaking news coming in with the Congress MLA claiming that the BJP was planning to topple the government in Karnataka. He prepared a list of target of 55 legislators through central agency. Now, Union Minister Prahlad Joshi has hit back, and he has alleged that horse trading was on in the ruling party itself, that is the Congress party itself, amid the chief minister change speculation. So both parties slamming each other and blaming each other for the power tussle within the Congress party. Let's go back to Abhishek. Abhishek, now, you know, of course, we do know that there is a huge dissent within the Congress party happening for a very, very long time now, and that has led to these rumors about the chief minister's position. But the Congress MLA now saying that it is the BJP that is doing the dirty work, and Prahlad Joshi again hitting back and saying that there is a horse trading happening within the Congress party itself. So definitely the power tussle is spilling through, and it has become a big issue here in Karnataka.
Well, Aishwarya, we've clearly seen that the Congress MLA Vijayanand Kashyapnawar had mentioned that the BJP is trying to horse trade at least 55 MLAs from the Congress to make sure that this government is toppled and BJP to come into power. On the other hand, Prahlad Joshi, who's also the union minister, has mentioned openly stating that the horse trading is happening within the Congress party itself, because the ruling is between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. The horse trading is happening between these two teams to show the High Command that either DCM DK Shivakumar is much more powerful than Siddaramaiah on one hand. On the other hand, CM Siddaramaiah's followers are trying to horse trade the members who are supporting DCM DK Shivakumar. So the internal horse trading is indirectly directed towards the BJP is what Prahlad Joshi has mentioned clearly as of now. So it is a backlash on the Congress government once again. Because the horse trading is not up to our mark is what Prahlad Joshi has mentioned. So we will have to see how Congress and the BJP leaders react on this horse trade issue as of now. On the other hand, we have clearly seen from the history of various other elections.
All right, stay with us, Abhishek. We are right now joined in by Mr. Dheeraj Maniraju, who is a BJP MLA from Karnataka. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here on Republic TV. Sir, how would you react to these charges coming in from the Congress party that it is the BJP that is trying to topple the Karnataka government? But what we can see is that there is a power tussle really happening within the Congress party itself, and the dissent within the party is growing. Surjewala is going to meet the MLAs today. How do you look at the entire development in the state, the political developments within the Congress party itself?
Madam, if you first of all see, the people of Karnataka have given a clear mandate of 140 seats to Congress. Congress has never got such a single large majority. Even after getting 140 seats, they are not able to provide stable governance. Why would BJP go to topple a government which is falling by itself? There is clear infighting between them. They are not able to make chairmen for any boards or corporations. They are not able to establish a clear-cut government. They are not able to pay the money for the transporters of the free Annabhagya rights. So I have no clue why BJP would even look at such a perspective. They are, I think, giving hints of what they want to do and they want to take it up. I think it's a clear infighting and a fallout between the leaders of the Congress party in Karnataka. BJP has nothing to do with this. BJP will never do such a thing in Karnataka at least.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective on the entire fiasco, really, that is happening within the Congress party in Karnataka. All right, let's move on in the bulletin now. Viewers, we have breaking news coming in, and this is regarding the Air India crash in Ahmedabad. And the pilot body there is mulling for legal recourse to be part of the investigation into the Air India Boeing 787 plane crash probe. This is a day after alleging that the AAIB's preliminary report suggests a bias towards the pilot error. The Airline Pilots Association of India represents over 800 pilots of the airlines and helicopter companies in the country, and it is also a member of the International Federation of Airline Pilots Association, which claims to have 1 lakh pilots from across 100 countries as its members. And against the backdrop of the AAIB's preliminary report, the representatives of ALPA India are now going to meet the officials of the DGCA, that is the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, and they are going to discuss various issues today. This meeting is going to happen today. All right, so pilot's body is mulling legal recourse. Remember, the pilot's bodies have been saying that the AAIB's preliminary report into the Air India crash shows a bias really towards the pilot error. Remember, in that report, the report had mentioned about the conversation in the cockpit between the 2 pilots, in which one of them had asked, why did you switch off the switch? And the other one had said, I did not. And after that, the pilot's body is alleging that the AAIB's preliminary report suggests a bias towards the pilot error, and this body is now mulling legal recourse. It wants to be part of the investigation into the Air India Boeing 787 plane crash probe, so that their side of the story also is included as the investigation is going to continue. Remember, this is only a preliminary report into the crash findings. And this pilot association represents over 800 pilots of the airlines and the helicopter companies in our country, and is also a member of the International Federation of Airline Pilots Association. All right, we are right now joined in by Group Captain GP Bajpai, aviation expert, and also IF retired officer. Thank you, Group Captain, for joining us here on Republic TV. Sir, now, as far as the pilot's body is concerned, there is going to be a meeting that will be happening today with the DGCA. What do you expect to come out of the meeting, and what are the points that the pilot body is going to put forth for the DGCA?
Ma'am, good morning to you and to all your millions of viewers. I have a very high regards for the pilot body, because in the past they had done a great job. But on this particular issue, in case if we restrict ourselves within the domain of preliminary report given by investigating committee, in my opinion, there are enough indications there is a manual movement of switch from run position to cutoff position in air immediately after takeoff of the AI-171 with a gap of 1 second, because there are 3 to 4 clear-cut indications in the preliminary report. Number one pilot had asked to the other pilot, asking that, did you switch it off? Why did you switch it off? It has a meaning. Instead of, he could have asked, did it switch off, or any other sentence. He said, why did you switch it off? There is a probability the other pilot had seen the manual action of the pilot to whom he is addressing. Right. Number two point, in the same report, last but 2 line speaks that they don't have at this moment of investigation no recommendation for the Boeing or GE company. That indicates they have not found anything with respect to technical problem on the aircraft.
All right.
Number 3 point, this is the first investigation wherein they have roped in the psychologist. In the original committee, they have included Home Secretary.
Right.
They have included DGP Police.
Yes.
So what all these indications? They are pointing out there is a human intervention. That's why I have got my own reservation that this meeting will result in any positive or fruitful outcome.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective on this story. Thank you so much. And viewers, we are taking a very short break. Coming up ahead, Odisha government has formed a 3-member committee to investigate the Balasore students' attempted self-immolation case. Also, more details on pilots grouping Alpa India mulling legal cause to be part of Air India plane crash probe. Details on those big stories coming up ahead.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
महाराष्ट्राची माफी मागतो, मी छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांची माफी मागतो, महाराजांची माफी मागतो, बाळासाहेबांची माफी मागतो, उद्धव साहेबांची माफी मागतो, राज साहेबांची माफी मागतो, गलती हो गया पुढे तो भाईचा बोला आवाज आवाज मग व्हिडिओमध्ये
इथे बोल, थोड़ा जोर से बोल रहा हूँ भैया लोग ऐसा मार।
आज का भारत स्पेस से महत्वाकांक्षी दिखता है। आज का भारत निडर दिखता है। आज का भारत कॉन्फिडेंट दिखता है। आज का भारत गर्व से पूर्ण दिखता है। और इन्हीं सब कारणों की वजह से मैं एक बार फिर से कह सकता हूँ कि आज का भारत अभी भी सारे जहां से अच्छा दिखता है।
जहां से अच्छा, says Shubhanshu Shukla in his final message from space. Odisha government forms a 3-member committee to investigate the Balasore students' attempted self-immolation case. Pilots grouping Alpa India mulls legal cause to be part of the Air India plane crash probe. Body of 19-year-old student of Delhi University who was missing for the past 6 days found in Delhi retrieved from Yamuna River near Geeta Colony flyover on Sunday evening. Amid fierce power tussle in Karnataka, Union Minister Prahlad Joshi alleges horse trading within the Karnataka Congress. And slamming Russian President Vladimir Putin, US President Donald Trump says he'd end the Ukraine war in 24 hours and that his patience with Putin is wearing thin. And viewers, we have breaking news coming in amid the growing concerns over rising instances of radicalization in prisons. The Ministry of Home Affairs has issued a comprehensive set of guidelines to all the states and union territories aimed at identifying, monitoring and rehabilitating radicalized individuals within the correctional facilities. The Home Ministry also requested the states and union territories to incorporate the guidance in their prison management practices for addressing the issue of radicalization in prisons in a structured, effective and proactive manner. So there are growing concerns about rising instances of radicalization in prisons, and now the government of India has acted. The ministry has issued comprehensive guidelines to all the states and the union territories, and these guidelines are aimed at looking at identifying and monitoring and rehabilitating these radicalized individuals within the prisons in our country. So this is these are the guidelines that have been sent by the Ministry of Home Affairs.
All right, from radicalization in jails to what's happening in the state of Odisha. Now, in the latest update on the tragic self-immolation case in Odisha, the state government has formed a 3-member committee to investigate the incident. The student who set herself on fire on the college premises had alleged sexual harassment by her teacher. She remains in critical condition with 95% burns. The committee, in fact, will probe both allegations of harassment and the delay in action by authorities that may have led to the extreme step. We are getting in reaction from the Chief Minister of Odisha. Let's listen in.
भुवनेश्वर एम्स में उनका ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है। परिस्थिति बहुत क्रिटिकल है और एक मेडिकल टीम बनाते हुए सारी ट्रीटमेंट कर रहे हैं। दिल्ली का एम्स में जो ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है, इसी आधार पर ही वहाँ भी ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है। आज भी मैंने बोले कि दिल्ली का जो एम्स का जो डॉक्टर सीनियर है उनके साथ एक वर्चुअल मोड में मीटिंग करते हुए और क्या ज़्यादा ट्रीटमेंट किया जा सकता है उसी आधार पर करने के लिए मैंने वहाँ का टीम का साथ बातचीत कर लिया और अभी तक क्रिटिकल स्थिति है। अगले 24 घंटे के लिए वो बहुत क्रिटिकल मोमेंट है। जब कोई इम्प्रूव थोड़ा सा भी करेगा तो हम उसको एयरलिफ्ट भी करा सकते हैं दिल्ली एम्स के लिए।
निश्चित रूप से वो एक बहुत दुखद घटना है ये। ऐसा तो होना बिल्कुल भी नहीं चाहिए था। तो जो भी सिचुएशन है तो पहले तो मैं कहूँगी कि एक नारी के हिसाब से कुछ उनको कुछ ऐसा आघात हुआ होगा, इसलिए उन्होंने ऐसा डिसीजन लिया, पर ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए था। तो कुछ भी हो सिचुएशन पर हमें स्ट्रांग होना है और डटकर लड़ना चाहिए।
I just want to question to the state government that it is high time you get up from your sleep. You have been completely deflecting the criticism, deflecting the allegations that is being levied